Hello everybody, welcome back to some Dark Souls 3. As you can see, we're back in Emma's room here. And if you remember, after we after we talked to Emma, she died and gave us the Basin of Vows. It's a lot of work for a ladder. You could have at least gave us stairs. Come on now. So yeah, we're going into the Consumed King's Garden. Which isn't a very long area. I watched everything possible in it yesterday because I was going to record yesterday and I didn't. But I was going to record it yesterday. Didn't feel like it, so I just watched the video in it because I hadn't watched it yet, or in a while. And decided, fuck it, I'm just gonna play Spyro instead. But yeah, so it isn't a very long one, and in that video it was like a half-hour video, and he did the entire thing plus the dancer. So also, as you can see, I do have rapport, which does work on them. And when they're rapport, they're non-hostile to you and will actually help you fight. And they don't get knocked out of it by damage. And since I hate fighting the Cathedral Knights, it's really fucking nice. Although I probably should have brought more Ashen Estus, but you know, what can you do? But yeah, it's also, if we're doing this, I should probably, because then I can do that without having to worry about it. I don't have to time it properly. But now I know that there's a bunch of Pussaman here. Also, if you're wondering why I decided to go with the Sun Princess ring, A, if I take a little bit of damage, it's fine. And B, it lets me switch to the Silver Cat ring easier, based on everything that I'm carrying. Okay, so we got a little bit of stairs there. We got the Pussaman there. Now, from the video, he couldn't climb up there. I'm assuming that's because the end is broken. Do I feather arrow? No, because you know what? I don't want to. I don't know. I have the range for this, but yep, sure do. And actually, if I'm going to be using Rapport and Fireball, that doesn't need to be in my offhand. Well, he's got a bunch of slugs like right around him. So yeah, like, oh right, I'll also need throw that on there. And then I see, oh, he's way over there. Good God. I mean, I don't think I have the range for that. Maybe if I equip my Hawk ring, but I'm not overly worried about it. Ooh, a Titanite chunk. I don't remember how many of those I need to upgrade my Katana again. Oh, well, I got him with the fire, but it didn't actually do any damage. There we go. There we go. Now he's on his... Oh, well. just like zero fucks are given, eh? Why do you keep turning around? And why are you backing up? Oh, you know what? Because this probably isn't even the one that I saw the guy bring over here. Hey, buddy. Now then, you'll probably come over here, won't you? No? Oh. Of course, though, goes underneath. $299. My bow does more damage than my pyromancy, I think. Although, to be fair, I do think I have probably... Well, I don't know. I was going to say I think I have better pyromancy. I think I have, like, the black orb, or the black fire orb, but that does dark damage, and these guys are weak to, I think, just fire. I don't think they're weak to dark. But I definitely should have brought more Ashen Estus. Although, if my regular Estus is full, and I do get a proc of, Flask Recovery, it might just go into Ashen Estus instead, so. That's right, come closer. I don't even know if you can headshot these guys or not. Yeah, at this range, my fire arrows are doing over almost as much as my pyromancy was, which is just a little sad. So I think there's 3 of those in here. I have no idea where the third one is located, but I think there's 3 of them. But yeah, they also have Toxic Swamp, because there wasn't enough of that in this game, obviously. Got a knight up there. Wait for my... Because I still only have those free Toxic. Those blooming purple, whatever. So I've only got 2, because I still have forgotten to buy more. But if you go straight across there, and then if we don't stop, we should be able to make it back before it procs. Yep. Good. There's another Pus of Man. Okay. Man, that just makes this a significantly easier game. Granted, you can't do that to everything, obviously. That would be insane if you could. You know what? Fuck it. I'm not even going to bother with pyromancy if my arrows are going to do. This close. And there we go. Like I said, pretty sure there was only 3 of them. So we should be clear now, but if there is more, oops. But yeah, there isn't a whole lot of enemies in here, period. There's like a few Cathedral Knights, 3 of those, bunch of slugs. A few Cathedral Knights. How many knights were there? There was... I know that at some point there's 2. I know that there's like a couple thralls, but yeah, like overall, like fucking nothing in the way of enemies. Titanite chunk. Nice. Out so that I don't. Hello, you. Did I forget to go in here? I think I did. I 100% did. Is this... It is toxic. It's an elevator. Huh. Where does this even... Oh, you know what? This is just probably the elevator we took here, isn't it? This is just all the way down. If we hadn't jumped off when we did, we would have ended up here instead of gotcha. Right, okay. I get it now. Can I make it without getting toxic? God, I hope so. Yeah. Oh. Okay, and we picked up that item. Hang on, I just need to check something. Yes, okay. Because I was looking at my checklist and I was reading that to pick up a ring of sacrifice, and I could not for the life of me remember if I'd done that or not. Alright, but anyway, going back around this way. Get a better angle at some of these slugs. Unfortunately, no stairs going that way. But let's see if these stairs open up any for me. Nope, doesn't look like it. Might have to just arrow them out. I think the slugs are weak to fire as well. 325, 401. Well, I mean, to be fair, the large arrows usually do more damage because fire damage is based off intelligence and faith, and I haven't really been leveling mine, so. Now the question is, which arrows are cheaper for me to buy? Because those are probably the ones that should be used because it looks like it takes 2 arrows no matter what. I think fire arrows are a little cheaper. Don't know that for sure, but I think they are. Okay, got that one. That one. Now I could obviously run in there because odds are, based on the items that are in there, I'm gonna get toxic anyway. But obviously the less damage I take from it, the better. Okay, can't see in there from there. See another hollow over there. Assuming that's the one that was up against the wall. Alright. Guess we may as well just start here, shouldn't we? Human pine resin, black firebomb, shadow sect, claw, black fire. Okay. Then ditch that. Okay, so claw, weapon favored by intelligencers, sure, of an eastern land. The lacerations it inflicts do not mend easily. When 2-handed claws are equipped to each hand, and it has leaping slash for ability. Black cloth mask worn by spooks from an eastern land. Sacrifices defense for greater mobility. The late King Osiros was obsessed by dragons to the extent that he would later be known as the Consumed King. Countless assassins were sent to end his reign, but none returned. Now sacrifices defense for greater mobility. See, black are born by spooks from the eastern land. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I don't know why they called them spooks, but intelligencers, which is a fucking shit word for by all means, but yeah, it's and then they switch to spooks. There's our full health. Are you jumping up on your house again? You gotta stop doing that. Bought a house for my bunny. It's just like a plastic dome thing. It has a flat top though. And the one has decided that she likes to sit on top of it, but then she has trouble getting off of it because it's kind of slippery. You know, if you're wondering why I'm being careful, it's because I know there are thralls, but not only are there thralls, there's different enemies in this level that can actually buff them. So I'm just kind of being a little bit extra cautious. Ah, nice, another chunk. Because I don't really remember where they are. Oh, I think there should be a summon sign there. I know that there's another path we can take somewhere that gets us. Get across, thank you. Okay, let's see what's there. Elevator. Let's check the walls since I know that there's thralls around. Another chunk. Some more human pine resin. Anybody home? No, just the elevator. Okay. I am honestly a little. I'm like 90% sure we can actually finish this area in this part. Just based off the video I watched and how short it is. Because I definitely don't get through the areas as fast as he does because A, I'm not as good as he is. Maybe, I don't know. It's a hard thing to judge because everybody struggles on different enemies, right? Like watching him play this, he uses alluring skulls a lot. And as you noticed, I never do. Ow. The fuck is up top? I think those might be the things that that buff maybe. Oh. Yeah, they're definitely the things that buff. All right. Oh wow, that doesn't. Yeah, see, because they can buff and heal. If you remember the graves, were at the beginning where they were called the priests, whatever they were called, like the priest chime that we carry around. It has their description. Oh. Still kind of annoying that you can't actually get their war picks. Wow, that's a lot of damage. Okay, and then I'm not going to bother attacking them because I'm pretty sure they're pretty pathetic by themselves. because they're basically just meant to buff and heal those thralls. Now, how much of a buff they give the thralls, I don't know, but I know that's what they do. I do believe that there is also another one later that will do that to Cathedral Knights, which is obviously really bad for our health if we let them do it, but I think this is the shortcut. I like shortcuts that actually have a lock on them, because I've noticed that a lot of the yeah, this is just back to the top. That a lot of the time in Dark Souls, it does not open from this side, and then you get to the other side, but like there's no lock. Like that right there, that's tiny animation of just pulling the thing to the right, or right, yeah, pulling the thing to the right to open the door makes it 100 times less annoying when like the does not open from that side, because like a lot of the time you do that and it's like does not open from this side, and then you finally get to the side it does open from, and your character just pushes it open, and it's like, why didn't you just do that before? Oof. See, and that's why I do the cat, because I have very little faith in jumping off at the right time. But anyway, we'll go down here. It's got a dragon scale ring. Ring of Osros, former king of Lothric, reduces damage from backstabs, which is how he survived the assassins. In his later years, Osros became fascinated with dragons. After going mad, he was more commonly known as the Consumed King. Many assassins were dispatched to his domain, but none returned. The Consumed King ascribed his resilience to the divine protection of the dragon scale. Once again, very weird spacing on that. It's an awfully big space after were. Get them. Now, as you can see, there's not one, but two Greatsword Knights there. Now, if I can get in there, I don't know if that would work, actually. I was going to say, if I can get in there and rapport, they can fight each other, but I don't know. Obviously, I have no control over who wins that fight. Yeah, we're actually almost to the boss. Like, these are our last two enemies. Because here's the thing, right? Obviously, if I go down there, I can rapport one. Now then, if I do this... Oh no, the bad one won. But thankfully, he doesn't give up on the other one right away. Yay! See, and now that right there is how you use rapport. Boom, just like that. That is exactly how you want it to go. With one dead and the other one nearly dead. Now, obviously, if it's the one you rapport that manages to survive, that's all the better. Because then you don't have to worry at all about him attacking you, but... Alright, so yeah. Now we won't need this anymore, and we'll actually equip that. Oh, there he is, the stone plate ring. Now this one, stone plates are symbols of true knights, and blue stone plates are granted to the royal palace guards. So yeah, it's weird that like the stone plate rings all have different like names, but like the clutch rings all say the same thing. But anyway, as I said, Hawkwood the Deserter. We get a summon sign. We get to summon our buddy that we haven't seen in quite a while to fight this boss with us. And we'll see how this works. The boss didn't seem that hard, but I mean, that doesn't really mean anything. Because like I said before, everybody struggles on different parts of this game. Like, there are some enemies that people will be like, man, this enemy is hard. And then, like, other people will be like, what are you talking about? That's, like, the easiest enemy there is. And then they'll have an enemy that the other person had found super easy that they found super hard. Like, it's... Alright, so obviously I won't need my Pyromancy Flame. Well, I won't be switching things at all, so I guess I don't need to worry about my items. Got my Gold Pine Bundle. Healing. Alright. So let's Gold Pine Resin. Now this enemy is apparently good to block, at least in the first phase. Very much looks like a Bloodborne enemy.
You ignorant slaves. Finally taken notice, have you? Of the power of my beloved Ocelot, child of dragons. Well, I will not give him up, for he is all that I have.
Now, I don't know, well, obviously his beloved Ocelot is invisible and non-existent. Now, I don't know if cutscenes, I guess not. Cutscenes must pause the game for you. Oof.
Dear little Ocelot.
Oh, yeah, and obviously you don't want to be stuck in that.
Are you hiding from me?
Good God, Hawkwood. Heal yourself.
Come out. Don't be afraid. You were born a child of dragons. What could you possibly fear? Now, show yourself, Ocelot. My dear little Ocelot.
See, like, that's obviously really bad for Hawkwood to be standing in that, but oh my God, double. 3 times! Good God, get another move, man. Okay, well, if you're just gonna be a prick about it. Oh. And he died. Ow. So yeah, basically the strategies that I've seen are like try and stay behind, like in between his legs. And like only attack when he attacks, because if he hits you with that charge, you're like, fuck. Oh. Two attacks on that one. Oh yeah, also, if you hit him in the head enough, you can stagger him. Oh, okay. Somehow that got through my guard. Oh. Okay, that's fine. Do that. Oh, don't charge too far away. Because I guess that attack is like what you want to dodge. You don't want to go for more than one attack. Because if he hits me with some of these, it's a lot of stamina off, even with this shield. 2 hits there. It's not the most interesting fight. Oof, that could have been bad. Yeah. Again, eh? Wow, this boss room actually goes pretty far. I kind of expected it to block off this, but yeah, this definitely would have been easier without Hawkwood. Because I have a feeling that I would have won by now if it wasn't for Hawkwood boosting its health. Stamina back. And there it goes. Yeah, super easy fight. Absolutely pathetic. Don't summon Hawkwood for it, because he's an idiot. I guess if you can get him out of his first phase fast enough, maybe Hawkwood would be more useful, but in my case, he died way too fast. But anyway, there's Soul of Consumed Osiros, whatever. Osiros went mad trying to harness his royal blood for a greater purpose, leading him to the heretics of the Grand Archives, where he discovered the twisted worship, the Seat of the Pale Drake. Also, apparently his breath attacks can also cause curse, as it turns out. So, okay, so we're gonna advance just a little bit more, just to grab the next bonfire, so we can start in the next area. But yeah, as you see, we go this way. We have, if you've played Dark Souls 1, these guys might look a little familiar to you. Because if you played Dark Souls 1 and you were in, what's its name? Sen's Fortress, the Snake Men. It's kind of similar to them. As you can see, their heads, very snake-like. They obviously have a little bit different kind of body gesture, or body type, whatever you want to call it, to them, but overall that's what they are. And then we get the Path of the Dragon gesture, which we will be using to enter a new area later. There it is. It's like there's supposed to be a chest in here. Chain backwards. We're good. Another Titanite scale. Maybe we can upgrade. Maybe we can finish upgrading our shield. That'd be good. Man, that was the most I've used my shield in this part, I want to say. And here we have yet another Titanite scale. Awesome. And then if we go behind the chest, bum, 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 we are now back in time. And I mean that apparently, literally, supposedly when you enter, like, the Untended Graves is, like, the first area, but backwards. Oh, reach the Untended Graves. That's an achievement by itself. Cool. Maybe that'll put me ahead of my, yeah, look at that. It's even a part of the first bonfire teleports. But yeah, there we go. So we have reached the Untended Graves, which is another area that we should, by the looks of it, be able to finish in one section. Just based off of how little there is to do. I mean, like, there's 18 things on the checklist, but the boss is like 9 down, so... so yeah, I highly doubt that it'll take too much. But first things first, let's go see what we can get with our Osiros Soul. We can get White Dragon Breath. Amidst crystal breath of Seath the Scaleless crystal, the breath has piercing qualities. Seath's research seemed to strike a chord with old Big Hat, who, in his mad disrobe state, made divine work such as this, his own Osiros. made divine works such as this his own. And then Osros was no doubt edified by this. And the Moonlight Greatsword, legendary dragon weapon associated with Seathless Pale Drake, charged strong attack to its limit to unleash Moonlight Wave. Osros, the Consumed King, was infatuated with the search for Moonlight, but in the end, it never revealed itself to him. And then the skill is Moonlight Vortex. So both its strong attack and its skill shoot magic damaging beams out of it, but if you use the skill, it uses FP, whereas if you use the strong attack, it actually just uses durability. But anyway, obviously we'll take the spell, because I think there's like, what, one Eldritch Dancer, Warrior, Demon, Deacons. No, okay, I was going to say, I think there was one, or at least I thought there was, one soul that we had to choose between two different spells, but I guess not. Eldritch Dancer, Wolnir, Stray Demon, Old Demon, Deacons, Consume. Yeah, okay. I thought there was. I mean, I remember that we had to choose between either a ring, like Havel's ring, or the Pyromancy, but for some reason I thought there was one that we had to choose. Also, I did get 10 more Swordgrass turned in between parts, so only 10 more of those, and I have 2. Oops. Right? Yes, I have 2. I also have 20 Pale Tongue, so I only need 10 more of those, and then once we finish Cirrus's questline for good, I can just go and turn all of them in. Dark Mask, Cathedral Knight, Dark Leggings, and I don't actually have anything to farm there because those Cathedral Knights, even though they are technically different,
Ashen One,
they are not different enough to drop different equipment, which is kind of
that's good, wasn't he?
I would like to reinforce. Oh, nice! I can upgrade that again. +8, 3 more chunks, and then I can max it out. Actually, nice. Oh, exactly enough. +4. Ooh, and then I need Titanite Slab, so I can either do that, but when is going to be our next Titanite Slab? Because I would much rather use a slab on... Okay, well, let's see. I'm just going to actually look at my checklist here. There's 2 Titanite chunks, and I need how many? 3. So there's 2 Titanite chunks there. Chaos Blade. Nope, that won't be. Okay. Let's just see. Let's just see if there's maybe something I can turn in for another Titanite chunk. Because if I can turn something else in for a Titanite chunk, right? Black Firebomb, already did that. Titanite chunk. Nope, there's nothing else I can turn in for a Titanite chunk, so... But I only need... So after the next area, I'm gonna be 1 chunk short, but it looks like in the area after that, there's a chunk fairly early on in. So I guess I'll save it until then. But anyway, we can reinforce our Estus, and I will actually allot that to 2.
Pretty be careful.
Yeah, I think that's it. I don't think, like, nobody else should have anything. Like, we didn't get anything for anybody.
Back again. Perfect.
Like, I've already got all of his sorcerers.
I don't mean to see an I hope. Promise to stay safe.
Pyromancies. No, got all those. Purchase items. It's just that. I don't want to do that.
My fear of fire. The home of pyromancy, Izalith, was scorched by the very fire it created. Undoubtedly, it was a flame of chaos, tangled by a witch's hand. But who's to say that this bonfire's flame is any different? Do not be gone for long.
And then we have Carla.
Ah, hello again. Thank goodness. One can become quite attached, even to a bumbling apprentice. Oh, I'm hardly serious.
And then, yeah, I got all of her spells as well.
There is one thing there is a darkness. Whether
And then
is up,
that's...
fear not. Do stay safe.
Pretty sure that's the same thing she said before.
You know about leaving for another round of thieving. There must be something of use in
right.
Lothric Castle. I'm aware of the danger. That castle is a death trap. Not a single man has returned from the castle unscathed, even back in the day. But I don't want to sit around and die a petty rat. And I consider myself your friend.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? We're going to refuse because we're not going into
Fine.
Lothric Castle anytime soon. And you
You're
might be
very
thinking,
thoughtful,
oh, but
you
don't you just need to defeat a boss and he'll
But
be
if you
back?
change your mind, do
No.
speak up. I meant,
Not in this case. In this instance, if you send him to Lothric Castle, he dies. Guaranteed, 100%. So we won't be sending him there because you can retrieve his ashes and turn them into the handmaid so that you can buy all of the stuff that he currently sells plus
Speak freely, thy lordship.
plus anything extra. Now, I could buy her last 2 spells, even though I already have them, but I don't think there's a point to
Oh
that.
lord and liege, I prithee, when the moment cometh, the aid of the
Yeah.
I'll be safe.
Okay.
Oh,
And that's everyone, I think. I mean, I don't think Leonard's here anymore. Oh yeah, he is still there. I guess we can go talk to him, just because. I mean,
Now invade and come on.
alright. So I don't know if what he says changes based on your ranking in the Fingers of Rosaria Covenant. I honestly don't know.
welcome, speak.
Uh,
Very well.
I
Then
should
touch
actually
it,
be able to get 2 levels out of this. It's not very often I get 2 levels. I've actually given up on Vigor already and just started increasing my dexterity again, get my damage up.
Farewell, Ashen One.
So I'm going to get my dexterity to 40, then I might get my Vigor up to 30 to give myself a little more survivability. But as long as I stay embered, I have quite a bit of health, and I still have 27 embers, and I don't die very often. Or at least not often enough to worry about it. Because, I mean, outside of bosses, I don't really die. Obviously, in bosses, I die quite a bit.
Ashen One.
But yeah, I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, that'll be it for this part. I don't know if I'll actually do any farming in between parts. If I do, there won't be anything different for you guys to see besides I'll have a few more levels. But yeah, that'll be it for this part. Thanks, everybody, for watching. And I will see you next week for the Untended Graves.